I definitely had a thing maker when I was a kid. I'm not entirely sure which one. I think it could have been the Fright Factory. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. This book is divided into categories like war, westerns, spy toys, cartoons. This cartoon section, or TV related, I think this one is. Here we have an inclusion of a Jerry Anderson toy. This is the Remco 1962 supercar battery operated car. It says supercar was the first of British creator Jerry Anderson's puppet animation adventures to be seen by American audiences. Kids fell in love with the entire concept, and the merchandising soon followed. A year later, Anderson would release Fireball XL5. It says of this toy, by far the most elaborate toy made from the show was Remco's rendition of the car, and there it is. I've never seen it in the flesh. Obviously it's distinctly American. It's probably more prevalent in the States, but quite clearly supercar. In fact, there's quite a few supercar toys included in this book for the American market. You've got the Lakeside Stingray, you've got the standard Toycraft road race game there, and then it goes on to lots of other TV shows. There's a fantastic game section which introduced me to the idea of collecting board games, which I did for many years, and I still have a lot of board games, but one I particularly loved and never expected to find in the UK, and I never did, was Sandlot Slugger by Milton Bradley, 1968. A mechanical 10-inch plastic baseball player hits the ball to determine moves as in a real baseball game. What a fantastic idea that you have 10-inch high plastic figures spinning round on a board. I suppose we should have been used to that idea from board game makers with the likes of Mousetrap. Tons of information. It's an absolute, here's the military section, it's an absolute encyclopedia really of 60s toys. You know, just even though it's in black and white, it doesn't really detract from it. There's just so much information. Here's one of my favourites, Johnny 7 One Man Army by Topper, 1964. The biggest selling boys toy of 1964. Utterly brilliant. I've spoken about it many times on the Moonbase Central blog. An utter icon of the 60s. Topper released lots of other toys as well, and this book describes them all. There's a related toy from Remco, the Screaming Mimi gun, very similar to Johnny 7. There's the Phantom Raider. I've never seen that in the flesh, by Ideal, 1963. Looks fantastic. Looks amazingly detailed. These World War One battle sets, I'm convinced that I had this one here with the biplanes in it by Remco 1964. I'm convinced I did. I remember having lots of plastic biplanes. It could very well have been that set. This is the Monsters set. I'm completely mad about monsters, and this chapter introduced me to the idea that you could actually collect monster toys. I had been accumulating some monster comics for a while, but I'd never considered that you could still actually collect the toys that were being played with in the house that I grew up in. It covers everything from Aurora models, games. Here's a toy I'd never heard of, the Monster Lab by Ideal, 1963. I actually went on to buy one of these about 15 years ago. It's huge. It's easily the biggest toy I've ever bought, and considering I had it shipped from America, I'm pretty amazed, because I think the shipping now would probably bankrupt my entire family. You've got a spy section, covers all the main food groups of spy toys. You've got the Ipcrest file, you've got Agent Zero, Man from U.N.C.L.E., the ISA Super Spy Attaché case from Sears, 1965. That would be fantastic to see. And obviously here a staple, another icon, is the 1965 Topper Secret Sam Attaché case, which just blew my mind when I got it as a kid. The fact that you could fire bullets whilst walking around with the case straight at my brother's legs, and then take pictures of their grimace and groans, is just amazing. I absolutely adored Secret Sam. This shows it in its display sleeve, which is a lovely thing. I actually managed to get hold of an exceptionally good photocopy of that display, of that sleeve, about 10 years ago, which I was pleased to say I was able to wrap around a case that I had at the time. The space section is not that big, but it does detail all the main 60 space toys that came out in the States, starting off with the Astro Base in 1960. It looks like a fantastic toy. Again, I've never seen that in the flesh. There's lots of interesting stuff in here. There's the Big Lou Moon robot. Major Matt Mason. Kennedy playset is a nice thing there.